Welcome to Google Ads Unleashed, the podcast that helps you harness the power of Google Ads to increase sales for your online business. In an ever-changing Google Ads landscape, we uncover the latest strategies, techniques, and best practices for creating effective ad campaigns that deliver real results. And now your host, Jeremy Young.
Hello and welcome, guys, to the next episode of Google Ads Unleashed. I hope you're all doing well. I hope that you've enjoyed the last few episodes. I thought we had some really amazing episodes in the last few, included with the team. If you're not listening to that one, especially for a few beginners out there, that must have been an absolute banger, because we had some amazing insight there, some really good nuggets from basically the old guard within our agency, and of course insights from mostly people like you who are quite new to the topic. And yeah, that was really cool to do. So, but yeah, I think what I'm going to be talking about in this episode, though, is going to be something that's going to blow a lot of people's minds, and what maybe is sometimes a little bit sort of underrated, I'd say, or not done enough, and that is the quality score. So first of all, what is the quality score? So in Google Ads, the quality score is an essential element of your ad rank. So your ad rank is basically the quality of the placement that your ad receives, right? So this could be, for instance, how high is it up on the SERP, right? Are you constantly in the top 3 results, position 1 to 3 if you use a search campaign, and show at the top? Or for instance, are your retargeting placements more often placed with people who are relevant for you and for your business? Stuff like that. The Meta has relatively similar ratings. For instance, it rates, if you're a Meta guy, and a lot of you guys are, I know, who are new to this podcast because naturally you want to know a little bit more about Google Ads but have a different background, and you will probably see that your ads are ranked as well in terms of, for instance, relevance, conversion rate, ranking, etc., etc. And Google Ads is no different, right? And the better your ads perform, it means on the quality score that it means the more often your ads will show to more relevant search results and to more relevant users. And also, your quality score determines hugely your cost per click, right? Because in the end, the mixture between your quality score and your bid determines the ad rank of course, your ads, right? So the 3 core ingredients that are thrown into the quality score, as Google shows them, and you can actually go into your ad account, head to your search, head to your keywords, to the keywords tab, and you can actually go there into the columns and go to quality score and actually see the various elements of the quality score and let it show for each keyword. And the three core ingredients, of course, are click-through rate, so your expected click-through rate, ad relevance, and also landing page experience, right? So we're going to start with the last one. So something I'm going to sort of touch point on the next, on sort of the next part of the podcast as well, is that we don't know exactly what determines the quality score, right? So the same way any person in SEO doesn't know exactly the algorithm of Google, it's a lot of sort of trial and error to find out what determines it. And over time, us professionals and in the field have gotten a pretty good idea what we need to sort of look at in order to manipulate the quality score and thus improve our ad rank. And one of them is landing page experience, right, and user satisfaction. So landing page experience is one of the hardest ones to crack with a quality score, right? Because basically Google doesn't tell us, like I said, what determines the landing page experience. But what we know is, for instance, a massive ranking factor is page speed, right? So Google is obsessed with page speed. This is something that you'll realize when you work it with Google and with Google Ads for a long time. Page speed is a huge thing that you can look at straight away. If all of your keywords are having a poor landing page relevance, then naturally one of the first things that you should be looking at is your page speed, right? So get that over 80 or 90 out of 100 on Google Page Score Insights, Page Speed Insight, I think it's called. And you will already see an uplift in your quality score. But what we also know are much softer factors play a massive role in that part of the quality score as well. So stuff like, for instance, how well is your site navigatable, right? So is it structured well? Do people find it easy to navigate? Do people find it easy to sort of use it, right? So the usability of your page. Something that is a massive ranking factor as well is, do people actually find what they're looking for on the page? For instance, not only if someone searches for, I don't know, something like desk, right, that they actually land on a page with desks and not on a page with chairs, for instance, but also are the keywords that people are searching on the landing page, right? This probably has less significance nowadays. It used to be really as specific as to create non-listed landing pages for different words or for different sort of headlines in order to get the quality score up. But generally speaking, Google is really good at understanding if the content on the page matches with what someone has searched. So that is a massive part of their landing page experience as well. And then, of course, is the entire user journey great? Google understands if people are adding to cart and reaching the checkout and actually converting and buying and getting what they are sort of been looking for, right? How much time are people spending on site? If people are bouncing straight away, then these are really bad sort of ranking signals for Google, right? So landing page experience is a very sort of probably deliberately kept opaque sort of definition. But what I would look for, probably the first three key things are all the keywords that you are advertising sort of more or less relevant on the page. Is the copy good? Have a look if people are actually staying on site. Is the functionality of the page good? And the third thing is page load speed. And I can pretty much guarantee you that your ranking will go average or above average. Another thing, the quality score on all these three different areas, so expected click-through rate, landing page relevance, and ad relevance, they are actually measured as below average, average, and above average. And if you score above average everywhere, you have a 10 out of 10 score. That's the highest you can have. 9 out of 10 is the second best. If, for instance, one only has an average out of them, 3 scores, etc., etc., and that's how it gets ranked. The next one that you want to be looking at is ad relevance. This is the most easy one to manipulate, right? So in order to get ad relevance high, basically the content of the ad needs to reflect what people are searching for and what keywords people are actually triggering. So if you have an ad for, let's say, fire safety training, then the words fire safety training need to be in the ad, right? So it's pretty straightforward. I'm going to get later to how you can sort of find out and actually deliberately influence that one, right? And the last one is expected click-through rate, right? So naturally, Google rewards you if you provide relevant search results and relevant ads with a good experience for the user, right? And if you have a high click-through rate, that means you generate a lot of clicks for Google Ads, and Google Ads will love you, right? Because you obviously pay for the click. So as a result, Google makes money. So they will reward you if you provide them with a really good ad that is very relevant for the search result, and that is better than your competitor's ad, right? So expected click-through rate has a lot to do with how you stand out versus your competitors. So I've already mentioned quite a lot of things. For instance, the factors that influence the quality score. For instance, if you talk about expected click-through rate, it's your competition. It's the type of keyword as well, right? So for instance, if you have very few negative keywords, your expected click-through rate at the beginning might be really poor because you start showing for a lot of irrelevant searches. So something that you'll notice is the more negative keyword research you do and the more regular you go through your search terms and weed out all the rubbish searches, the better your expected click-through rate will become, right? So this is something that you definitely have to look into. Then you should constantly do A/B tests with your, of course, with your ads. You may want to have several ads per ad group in order to sort of let Google choose what the best ad is with a ton of different headlines and descriptions to improve your expected click-through rate and also your ad relevance at the same time, right? So and this the next one. This is something that you will want to look at is ad relevance. I've already alluded to it. So that one is pretty straightforward. If you have, for instance, an ad group with several keywords and you can see that one keyword has a perfect score, so above average, and one has only average or below average, you might want to take that keyword, single it out, duplicate the ad group, single it out into its own ad group, and try to play around a little bit with the ad to adapt the ad relevance to the keyword, right? So this is a very easy way how you can actually manipulate that, and this is a massive factor that influences that one. And then landing page experience, that's something I've mentioned already. So there we go. So what are the benefits of actually having a good quality score, right? So what's the kind of core idea behind it? So historically, Google, if I get this correctly, Google actually measured the quality score or sort of gave you the ad rank. I think it was a mixture of click-through rate times your bid that determined your ad rank. And then in the late noughties, I believe the quality score was introduced. And basically Google realized that there's a lot more to the quality of a listing than just paying for being at the top and also having a good click-through rate, right? Because your click-through rate might be clickbaity, right? And might be crap. So you might have a really good expected click-through rate, but the landing page experience might be terrible. And sort of the core thing that Google really wants to do is not only to systematically incentivize advertisers to provide a good result, but to also penalize bad strategies, right? Many years ago, it was possible to basically, for instance, just free ride on. I've actually got an episode on that as well, competitor campaigns. But many years ago, it was easy to just take a free ride on your competition search volume, just bid on their keyword and have your ad appear. Well, the thing is nowadays, of course, your quality score gets penalized, right? And you pay through the nose for the CPC, because in order to achieve the same ad rank, if your quality score is poor, very poor, then you obviously have to compensate with a higher bid in order to make up for the ad rank. So pretty much how Google sort of sees the quality scores as a level playing field. It also means that you can actually sort of, that bidding doesn't mean everything, and that quality is more important than just bidding, because otherwise companies like Amazon or you name it, Walmart, whatever, they would all win all the time, right? Because they have endless money, so it doesn't really matter what they pay per click. But if their quality score is poor as well, then that levels the playing field. So that's kind of the idea behind it, and it rewards advertisers with lower CPCs and higher ad positions. So that's kind of the sort of benefits of it and why you want to have a good one. And as a result, many wonderful things will happen, right, if you work on your quality scores. So your ad rank improves, your click-through rates improve, your CPCs go down, your return on investment becomes better, and that again allows you to pay more than others for a click, right? Because you will outgun your competitors, and you are then able to actually spend more to acquire every new customer than your competitors, and that's how you win at Google Ads, generally speaking. So how do you monitor all of this, and how do you improve it systematically? What I would do is just make yourself a weekly task to sort of look at all of your keywords. Naturally, you will have over time sort of a good idea, oh, this one was on 8 last week, or this one was on 9 last week. And using the tips that I just gave you, so that's a systematic testing of ads and making several ads per ad group, and then also singling out the poor ad relevance keywords into their own ad groups and make ads specific to the keyword, regular negative keyword research, speeding up your page, and sort of making the pages, of course, and your navigatability, is that even a word, of the page better. That will massively sort of improve your listings. And you want to do this on a weekly basis. I recommend, just if you do your weekly management, or if you want to set yourself something in the calendar like a recurring task, is that you want to sort of look at the quality score and just try and work on that by implementing those various methods bit by bit. And over time, you can sort of continually sort of work on that. There's also a few misconceptions about the quality score, right? Because we see it only for search keywords, but it is pretty much commonplace and pretty much accepted in the entire PPC world that there's some form of quality score for shopping and for PMAX as well, right? So your ads in a certain way do get ranked as well, but Google gives very, very poor to no visibility how your sort of shopping listings are standing compared to competitors and in the auction, generally speaking, which is why all of these things which I've just mentioned, regular negative keywords, obviously this doesn't work for PMAX, but providing relevant search results, so that means working on your product titles, working on nice product images, etc., and also great landing page experience really, really helps with driving the CPC down and improving the quality of your account. So this is something that you need to work for with shopping as well, not only with search, right? So that's a common misconception that many people have. And what many people also think is that a good quality score equals good conversion rate and good on-site, success, but that doesn't necessarily mean that as well, right? So that's not really a correlation that is there. Conversion rate, of course, is a factor, so Google will understand, do people actually find on your page what they're looking for and actually buying or converting? However, there's no direct correlation, and Google doesn't reward you for that either. Then sort of another misconception that I would like to address in this short podcast, and there are many episodes probably I'm going to be doing about this, so for me, as this is the beginning, I'm just like to give a little bit of an overview. But something that I would also sort of give you, which is maybe counterintuitive to everything I just said, is that the quality score actually isn't that important, right? And this may sound really crazy what I just said, but basically you will always have to decide whether that's the most important sort of low-hanging fruit you want to tackle with your sort of account, or if there are many, many other things that you could do first that will sort of make you more money, right? If you think about it, generally speaking, even with an average quality score, you can have really, really good success. So, for instance, I am working with a keynote speaker, very famous keynote speaker in Germany, and he's also a Bundesliga referee, so a very, very famous guy. And we are pushing his keynote page at the moment. And basically, his quality scores aren't that great, right? I've recommended multiple times we should speed up the page. We should make more specific landing pages that are a little bit better to navigate and sort of produce, better results for sort of the search volume that is out there to improve the landing page relevancy. However, we've not really done that so far, because basically there is really no need. At the moment, we have so many other things that we're concerned with in the ad account that we can do and that we can test. We're still having really, really good results with them, right? So, of course, we could improve the quality score, and it's on our to-do list, and it has over time as well, by adding tons of negatives. The click-through rates are amazing. The ad relevance is great. Just the landing page relevance, probably page load speed is the factor, but that's the one which is poor at the moment. But so it's not everything, right? So it's not all of your success. So don't hinge your entire hopes on there. If your funnel sucks, if your product sucks, if your margins are not good enough, if your average order value is not high enough, etc., etc., a good CPC will not fix any sort of PPC problem that you have. For that, I would also recommend the episode I did on the correlation between CPC, conversion rate, and average order value, or like average sale value. That might be really interesting to sort of address the correlation between the three, and that sometimes you don't actually need all three to be great in order to still have good success. Then how's the quality score going to develop in future? I think it might be going away, right? Because generally speaking, Google is going to sort of try and mask more and more in order to, and it has with shopping already. We've had an advent of sort of removing that element of or visibility of the quality score of stuff that we can manipulate. It's always going to have a massive importance, right? But I think what might happen is it might either go both ways, right? Google might remove less and less of it, because they realize the sort of less obvious we make it where the problem lies, the more money we make, more or less, right? Because we can say there's still a quality score and your page is penalized, and we charge higher CPCs without really sort of revealing why the CPCs are higher, right? So that's probably one flip side of the coin. The other flip side of the coin is that it might go totally the other way, and that AI will be able to figure out where exactly the conversion breakers, for instance, are regarding landing page relevancy, and it'll give you a super exact and clear auto suggestions of what you need to do in order to improve your customer journey, in order to improve your product, in order to maybe even improve your ad, right, or your expected click-through rate. It might make suggestions of what type of ads could work better. I think the future is going to be really, really interesting, and it's really going to help us. So bit of a wild episode, not the best I've done, not my best work, I think, but it's quite a complex topic, and I just wanted to give you a quick overview of it. No doubt I'm going to make single episodes about various elements of the ones which I just mentioned, but all in all, so to sum it up, quality score, massively important factor, not only for your search keywords, but also for shopping and PMAX and for your overall account health, right? And I've given you sort of a lowdown of what it's there for, how it works, what the three elements of it are: expected click-through rate, ad relevance, and landing page relevancy, and how you can work so practical advice, how you can work on all three. And what I'd like you to take away is this is something to look into all the time and try to work on, but it's not the end of everything, right? Or the, sort of your absolute core focus in the account. There are many other sort of things that you can look at, and which I would argue will take precedence over the quality score, but fight me if you have a different opinion. So thank you for listening in. If you have no idea where to start with your quality score, if all of your ads suck and you don't even know where to start, just give us a message, drop me an email at jeremy@younganddigital.marketing, find me on LinkedIn, send me a messenger pigeon, whatever you want. You can also just navigate to the link in the podcast episode and head to our website and drop an inquiry there. We're always happy to, of course, have a look at your account and make some actionable suggestions of what you can do. On this note, thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you for listening to Google Ads Unleashed. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. If you found value in today's podcast, please share it with others and leave a rating and a review. For more information or to connect with Jeremy, check him out online at www.younganddigital.marketing. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.